The waves crashed softly against the shore, carrying with them the eternal rhythm of time. The sky, painted in shades of gold and soft blue, seemed to melt into the endless sea. Sitting on the warm sand, Emily rested her head gently on Daniel's shoulder, while his hand wrapped around hers, strong yet tender. They had come here countless times before, but tonight felt different. Tonight the world seemed to pause just for them. The ocean whispered secrets only they could hear, and the cool breeze carried promises of forever. Daniel could feel the warmth of Emily's presence against him, the way her breathing matched the rhythm of the tide, the way her hair brushed lightly against his cheek. It reminded him of the very first time they had met near the same shoreline years ago. He had been walking alone, lost in thought, while Emily had been sketching in her little notebook, her eyes fixed on the sea as though she could capture its secrets on paper. He had almost walked past her, but something had drawn him closer, some invisible thread pulling him into her orbit. She had looked up, their eyes had met, and in that brief moment it was as if the ocean itself had introduced them. They had spent hours that day just talking, though neither of them had planned to. Daniel remembered how the waves had been rough, the sky gray with approaching rain, but Emily's laughter had carried sunlight into the gloom. Since then, the beach had become their place, an unspoken sanctuary where time moved slower, where the noise of the world faded, leaving only the two of them and the eternal sea. Now, years later, they sat together again, and the weight of their memories surrounded them like the salty air. Emily's voice broke the silence, soft and thoughtful, as she wondered if the sea remembered the stories it had witnessed. Daniel's smile carried the tenderness of 1,000 unspoken promises as he told her that tonight, the sea was witnessing theirs, and it would never forget. Emily closed her eyes, clinging to his words, as though they were an anchor in the uncertainty she often feared. She had always been someone who worried about tomorrow, someone who carried the fragility of love in her chest like delicate glass. But Daniel's steady presence had always been her strength. The waves crept closer, one reaching out to touch their feet, cool and playful, almost as if blessing them. Daniel leaned in, his forehead resting against hers, and spoke with the kind of quiet certainty that came only from a soul who meant every word. He promised her that no matter where life led them, this place would hold them together. If she ever felt lost, if she ever missed him, all she had to do was listen to the ocean, for she would hear him there. Emily's eyes glistened with tears, not of sorrow but of joy, sparkling like the stars that were just beginning to appear above them. She told him she would always come back, because it was here that she had found him. The sun continued to sink, painting the horizon in fiery orange and soft violet, as the two of them sat silently, fingers interlaced, hearts bound together in a rhythm older than the world itself. Around them the world might change, people might come and go, but the ocean, with its whispers and endless tide, would always remain, a witness to their love. Time stretched on, and as night began to spread its velvet cloak across the sky, Daniel and Emily remained where they were, each lost in their own thoughts yet bound together by the intimacy of silence. Daniel thought of all the moments they had shared leading up to this night, their long walks where Emily collected seashells and insisted each one had a unique personality, their evenings spent watching the stars and making wishes they never confessed, the countless times they had returned to this very shore just to sit in wordless companionship. Every memory seemed to fold into the present moment, layering it with meaning. Emily, resting against him, thought of how Daniel had always carried himself with quiet strength, how he had been her constant in a world that was anything but steady. She thought of the struggles they had faced, nights of distance when work had pulled him away, the times when her own doubts had threatened to unravel her, the storms they had weathered both outside and within. Yet here they were, stronger than the tide, still holding each other as though the years had only deepened their bond. The ocean's whispers grew louder in the silence, a lullaby only they could hear. The moon began to rise, casting silver light across the waves, and for a while it seemed as though the world belonged only to them. The sand was cool beneath them, the sea breeze kissed their skin, and every breath felt like a prayer of gratitude to the universe for granting them this love. Hours passed like moments, each second stretching and dissolving into the next. The night sky filled with stars, and Emily tilted her head back to gaze at them, her